7,641 islands. Count them. Most Filipinos haven't visited a fraction. Most foreigners see 3: Boracay, Palawan, maybe Cebu if they're ambitious. They miss the mountains where rice terraces predate the pyramids. The islands where Spanish never landed. The surf breaks where locals still outnumber tourists. The reefs that rival anything in the Coral Triangle. 333 years of Spanish rule, 48 years under America, 3 years of Japanese occupation, and through it all, the islands kept their rhythm. Typhoons arrive with seasonal certainty, 20 per year, some destroying, some just passing through. Earthquakes remind everyone that this archipelago sits on the ring of fire, tectonic forces that created these islands still active, still shifting. This is the Philippines, not the one in resort brochures. The one where jeepneys pump diesel through Manila gridlock while rice farmers tend fields their ancestors carved into mountainsides. Where 300 languages are spoken, where Catholic churches sit on foundations of older beliefs nobody fully abandoned. Where the diving is world-class and the traffic is world-worst. Where paradise and chaos coexist on islands so close, you can see one from another but so different they might as well be different countries. 35 places, some famous, most not, all real. Limestone casts rising from turquoise water, the landscape that made Palawan famous. El Nido is island-hopping central, tour boats departing daily to lagoons hidden between cliffs. Big lagoon, small lagoon, secret lagoon, names lacking imagination but describing exactly what they are. The water is clear enough to see the bottom 6 meters down. Kayaks navigate between casts, entering caves at low tide. The rock formations ancient, the tourism recent. El Nido town is backpacker hub. Restaurants serving adobo and pizza, hotels ranging from hostels to resorts, development creeping up hillsides. CORON is north, famous for Japanese wrecks from World War II. Dive sites in 20 to 40 meters, ships sunk by American forces still intact. Barracuda Lake is unique, thermocline at 14 meters, where fresh water meets salt. Her temperature jumping from cold to hot instantly, visibility dropping to 0. Four kilometers of white sand that couldn't handle its own popularity. Boracay is the beach every Filipino knows, the island that became too famous. That attracted so many tourists, the sewage flowed into the water that made it famous. The government closed it in 2018 for 6 months, cleanup and repairs, illegal structures demolished, rules enforced. It reopened better, still crowded, White beach still lined with hotels and restaurants, but functioning. The sand is powdery, fine as flour. The water still beautiful despite pressure. Station 1 is upscale, resorts and fine dining. Station 2 is the action, bars, crowds, fire dances at sunset. Station 3 is quieter, cheaper, locals mixing with budget travelers. Bulabog Beach on the opposite coast is wind and kite surfing, trade winds consistent. The water choppy, less swimmable, but perfect for boards and kites. The Queen City of the South, second to Manila in everything: population, economy, traffic. Cebu City is urban chaos. Malls, markets, jeepneys honking, heat radiating off concrete. Magellan's Cross marks where Christianity supposedly arrived in the Philippines. The original cross encased in protective housing. Pilgrims leaving candles and prayers. Basilica del Santo Niño is oldest church in the country, housing the statue of infant Jesus given by Magellan, destroyed and rebuilt multiple times, always reconstructed. Fort San Pedro is Spanish colonial, smallest fort they built, now a park, walls intact, cannons decorative. But Cebu is more than the city. MOALBOAL is on the west coast, sardine run attracting divers, millions of sardines forming tornadoes underwater. Oslob has whale sharks, controversial feeding making them reliable to sea. The ethicists debating whether tourism benefits conservation or harms it. (1,268) perfectly conical hills covering 50 square kilometers. The Chocolate Hills, a geological oddity, limestone formations covered in grass that turns brown in dry season, creating landscape that looks manufactured, too regular to be natural. But it's natural. Erosion and uplift, creating symmetry nature rarely achieves. The viewpoint shows hundreds of hills extending to horizon, all nearly identical in shape, all improbably perfect. Bohol is more than hills. The Lobok River offers boat tours, floating restaurants serving lunch while traveling upstream, locals performing along the banks. The Tarsier Sanctuary protects the world's smallest primate, eyes enormous, bodies tiny, nocturnal creatures sleeping during day visits. The sanctuaries educate, the wild court Tarsier displays condemned. PANGLAO Island connects to Bohol by bridge, beaches, diving, resorts, the usual island economy. Cloud9 made this island famous. The wave breaks over shallow reef, barrels forming perfectly, right-hander that belongs on any surfer's list. SIARGAO is surf culture, Filipino style, laid back, but lacking the aggression Bali or Hawaii brings. General Luna is the town, surf shops, hostels, restaurants, coconut trees everywhere. The island is teardrop-shaped, mostly undeveloped, roads rough, electricity inconsistent in outer areas. Beyond Cloud 9, there's Magpupunko rock pools, tidal pools filling at high tide, natural infinity pools on rock formations. Sugba Lagoon is island-hopping destination, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, jumping off cliffs. The palm forest in Del Carmen is unique, river winding through thousands of coconut palms, boat tours navigating the channels. SIARGAO is growing fast, development accelerating, and typhoons slowing but not stopping the construction. "16 million people in Metro Manila. Traffic that makes Bangkok look efficient." Manila is chaos, pollution, poverty, wealth, all compressed into sprawl that spreads until it hits water, then keeps going. Intramuros is the old Spanish city, walls intact, churches bombed in World War II and rebuilt. Fort Santiago holding Rizal's cell, where he wrote his last poem before execution. Rizal Park is massive, green space in concrete city, monument to national hero, locals picnicking, tourists posing. Makati is business district, malls, offices, international brands, wealth concentrated. Quezon City is government, universities, residential, the official capital, though nobody thinks of it that way. The jeepneys are Manila's identity, converted military jeeps decorated in chrome and color, diesel-belching transport that's inefficient and beloved, and attempts to phase them out, meeting resistance. "2,000 years old." The Ifugao people carved these terraces into Cordillera Mountains, creating a system that still functions, still grows rice, still feeds communities. The terraces follow the mountain contours, stone walls holding soil, irrigation channels directing water from forests above, the engineering sophisticated, the labor multi-generational. UNESCO recognized them in 1995, calling them living cultural landscape, acknowledging the terraces only exist because people maintain them. But maintaining is hard. Young people leaving for cities, traditional knowledge fading, some terraces abandoned, turning back to jungle. The viewpoint shows the scale. Terraces descending the valley, green during growing season, gold at harvest. The Ifugao still practice rituals, rice gods honored, harvest celebrated. Christianity layered over older beliefs that never fully disappeared. mountain town, pine trees, hanging coffins, caving. SAGADA sits at 1,500 meters elevation, cooler than lowlands, mist common, the climate drawing Filipinos escaping Manila's heat. The hanging coffins are pre-Christian burial practice. The Igorot people placing coffins on cliff faces, believing elevation brings them closer to ancestral spirits. Some coffins are centuries old, weathered wood, bones visible through gaps. Lumiang Cave is burial cave, coffins stacked at entrance, spelunking leading deeper into chambers, the cave system extensive. Sumaguing Cave is adventure caving, guides required, helmet, headlamp, scrambling over rocks, swimming through underground pools, formations impressive. Echo Valley is viewpoint and trail quiet, except for occasional tour groups. SAGADA is also coffee, as small farms growing Arabica at altitude, cafes serving local roasts. The town is small, one main road, guest houses, restaurants, tourism managed better than most Philippine destinations. Spanish colonial town preserved by isolation. VIGAN is cobblestone streets, Spanish Filipino houses with capas shell windows, horse-drawn calesas clip-clopping past, the whole town feeling stage set perfect. Calle Crisologo is the main heritage street, traffic restricted. Pedestrians and calesas only, houses converted to shops and cafes, selling able-weave textiles, pottery, antiques. St. Paul's Cathedral is earthquake baroque, the style developed in Philippines combining Spanish architecture with seismic realities, buttresses outside supporting walls. The SIQUIJOR mansion shows how wealthy Filipino-Chinese families lived, Spanish-Filipino fusion in architecture and furnishings. VIGAN survived World War II, mostly intact, the Americans avoiding bombing it, the Japanese not fortifying it. Luck and strategy preserving what time alone couldn't. And the empanadas are famous, orange shell, filling savory, street vendors selling them fresh throughout the day. The northernmost province, closer to Taiwan than Manila, isolated by rough seas and limited flights. Batanes is rolling green hills, stone houses with kogon grass roofs, honesty stores where you take goods and leave payment, crime almost non-existent, the community tight from necessity and geography. The Ivatan people built the stone houses to withstand typhoons that batter the islands regularly, walls thick, roofs low, designed to let wind pass over, not through. Basco is the capital, small town, lighthouse on hill overlooking ocean and islands. Sabtang Island is reached by small boat, rough crossing, the island preserving traditional life more than Bataan. Stone houses still occupied, farming and fishing continuing. The landscape is green, cliffs dropping to ocean, waves crashing, wind constant, and the scenery more island than tropical Philippines. University City, diving base, expat retirement destination. Dumaguete is Negros Oriental's capital, small city by Philippine standards, college town feel, students everywhere, cafes, cheap restaurants, nightlife geared toward young Filipinos, not tourists. The boulevard along the sea is evening promenade, locals walking, eating, socializing, Silliman University students studying on benches. The belfry is remaining colonial structure, earthquake baroque, the tower standing separate from church, the design preventing collapse damage. Dumaguete is base for diving, Apo Island day trips, Dawin muck diving, the variety attracting serious divers. The public market is chaotic, produce, seafood, everything sold in organized disorder, the market showing daily life beyond tourism. Expats settled here decades ago, retirement community growing, Australians, Americans, Germans buying property, marrying locals, integrating or isolating depending on person. Marine Sanctuary Success Story. Apo Island is small, 700 hectares, protective reef surrounding it. The community managing their marine resources since 1982, making it one of Philippines' oldest and most successful conservation projects. The diving is excellent, visibility often exceeding 30 meters, hard and soft corals healthy, fish populations abundant, turtles common. The sanctuary zones are strictly enforced, no-take areas allowing fish to breed. The spillover effect benefiting fishing areas, proving conservation supports fishing rather than opposing it. The island has small community, fishing and tourism coexisting. Homestays and dive resorts simple, the island maintaining low-key atmosphere. Day trippers come from Dumaguete, the island getting crowded midday, quieter morning and afternoon. Snorkeling from shore is possible, the reef close. Turtles often visible in shallow water, making Apo accessible to non-divers. Sardine Run, turtles, diving beach. MOALBOAL is Cebu's west coast, Panagsama Beach, the diving center, resorts, dive shops, restaurants lining the small beach. The Sardine Run happens year-round. Millions of sardines forming tornado formations just offshore. Snorkeling distance from beach, the phenomenon reliable, making it accessible to anyone with mask and fins. Turtles are common, green and hawksbill, feeding on reef, unbothered by snorkelers. The habituation concerning, to some, normal to locals. The diving beyond sardines and turtles is good. Pescador Island, a popular site, swim-throughs, walls, occasional thresher shark. White Beach is north of Panagsama. Longer, whiter sand, resorts, quieter, less diving-focused, more traditional beach destination. MOALBOAL is developed, busy, not hidden gem, but delivering what it promises. Easy access to good underwater experiences, making it popular with divers and snorkelers wanting guarantees. BOHOL's beach extension, connected by 2 bridges, Resort Central. PANGLAO is a loner beach primarily, white sand, resorts, dive shops, restaurants, nightlife. The tourism infrastructure concentrated on 1-kilometer stretch. The diving is good. Balikasag Island, nearby, walls, marine sanctuary, occasional mantas. The dive sites accessible, suitable for all levels. Alona is overdeveloped, crowded, the beach eroding from construction, too close to waterline, seawalls trying to hold what's already lost. But away from Alona, PANGLAO has quiet beaches, Dumaluan, Doljo, local villages, churches, life continuing beyond tourism. The island is flat, easily explored by motorbike, roads paved, the infrastructure good. PANGLAO is convenient, comfortable, predictable, suitable for tourists wanting ease. Not adventure, beach access without effort, or diving without boats, traveling hours to sites. Eight-kilometer navigable underground river, UNESCO World Heritage, new 7 wonders of nature. The river flows through cave beneath St. Paul mountain range, emerging into South China Sea. The cave system, limestone karst, formations impressive. Tours are regulated, permits required, limited daily visitors. Paddle boats with guide navigating the first kilometer, the only section tourists see. The cave is dark, headlamps necessary, formations illuminated briefly by guides' spotlight, stalactites, stalagmites, columns, the geology textbook, perfect. Bats live in the cave, guano piles smelling as expected. The ecosystem, cave adapted. The experience is quick, 45 minutes total. The river longer, but tours restricted to protect the environment. Puerto Princesa City is hours away, day trips from there or from Sabang, and the beachside village where tours depart. The underground river is impressive but overhyped, worth seeing but not worth building an entire trip around. The Mystic Island, witchcraft reputation, healing traditions, quiet beaches. SIQUIJOR is small, motorcycle-able in 3 hours. The coastal roads circling the island, interior hills, minimal development. The reputation for witchcraft keeps some Filipinos away, others curious. The stories about healers, potions, magic persistent regardless of evidence. The healers exist, traditional medicine practitioners, some legitimate. Others, performance for tourists, knowing the mystique sells. BOHOL Falls is 3-tiered, turquoise pools, rope swings, tourists jumping, locals watching. Salagdung Beach has cliff jumping, clear water, rocky rather than sandy. Old Belate Tree in Lazi is massive, fish spa pools at its roots, tiny fish nibbling feet, the setup touristy, but the tree genuinely impressive. The Spanish colonial churches are earthquake baroque, Lazi convent particularly well preserved. SIQUIJOR is quiet, relaxed, tourism growing but still manageable, the island maintaining identity beyond the witchcraft stories. Thresher sharks. That's why people come. Monad Shoal is cleaning station, where thresher sharks surface at dawn from deep water. The shark's tail whips as long as their bodies, the sighting reliable, 90% chance on any given day. The dives are early, pre-dawn boat rides descending to 25 meters, waiting on the shoal. The sharks appearing from blue, circling the cleaning station, manta rays occasionally joining. Beyond threshers, Malapascua has wrecks, macro diving, the island itself small. Bounty Beach, the main area, white sand, resorts, dive shops, restaurants. The island is laid back, no jeepneys, no tricycles, walking and small motorbikes only, the size keeping things simple. The island was devastated by Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, the storm surge destroying most structures. The community rebuilt, resorts reopened, and diving resumed. Malapascua is niche, attracting divers specifically, non-divers finding limited activities. The island focused on underwater, the land secondary. Remote, pristine, liveaboard-only diving. TUBBATAHA is UNESCO World Heritage. 2 atolls in Sulu Sea. 130 kilometers from Puerto Princesa, accessible only March to June, when seas are calm enough. Liveaboard boats bring divers for multi-day trips, the reefs untouched by casual tourism, the isolation protecting them. The diving is world-class, walls dropping to beyond recreational limits, pelagics common, sharks, mantas, tuna. The biomass higher than most Philippine reefs. The reefs are strictly protected, Philippine Navy patrols, illegal fishing boats arrested, enforcement serious. The park ranger station sits on small island, the only permanent human presence, rangers monitoring, protecting, the commitment impressive. TUBBATAHA is expensive, liveaboards not cheap, making it inaccessible to budget travelers. But the cost reflects the protection, the limited access maintaining what makes it special. For serious divers, TUBBATAHA is pilgrimage, Philippine diving at its absolute best. Mindanao's largest city, Durian capital, Mount Apo base, relatively safe despite Mindanao's reputation. Davao is ordered, clean by Philippine standards, smoking ban enforced, city government strict. The discipline creating livability rare in Philippine cities. The durian is everywhere during season, the smell polarizing, the fruit beloved locally, exported to Southeast Asia, Davao's pride. People's Park is central, green space, tribal sculptures, clean, safe, locals using it without fear. SAMAL Island is 30 minutes by ferry, beaches, resorts, day trip destination. The Philippine Eagle Center protects the national bird, critically endangered, fewer than 500, in wild, captive breeding program trying to prevent extinction. Eden Nature Park is mountain resort, organic farming, adventure activities, the cool climate contrasting coastal heat. Davao is Muslim-Christian mixed, mosques and churches, the coexistence generally peaceful. Tensions existing, but violence less common than other Mindanao areas. Highest peak in the Philippines, 2,954 meters. Mount Apo is active volcano, no recent eruptions. Geothermal activity persistent. Sulfur vents near summit. The climb takes 2 to 3 days, multiple trails, guides required, the mountain protected within National Park. The route from Kidapawan is popular, starting in farmland, passing through forest, above tree line to rocky summit. The flora changes with elevation, lowland rainforest to montane forest to mossy forest, diversity showing in vertical progression. The Philippine eagle nests in the forests below summit, sightings rare. The bird critically endangered. Seeing one is luck. The summit offers views across Mindanao on clear days, clouds often obscuring, the weather unpredictable. The climb is non-technical, hiking not mountaineering, but the altitude and distance challenge preparation necessary. Mount Apo is national symbol, the peak representing Philippine natural heritage, the mountain sacred to indigenous Bagobo people. Island Garden, city of SAMAL, Davao's beach escape, white sand, resorts, accessible. SAMAL is 30 minutes by ferry from Davao, the island large, mostly undeveloped. Beaches concentrated on southern coast facing Davao Gulf. Pearl Farm Beach Resort is upscale. Former Pearl Farm converted to resort, overwater bungalows, the luxury catering to Manila and international tourists. Hagumet Falls is jungle waterfall, 7 levels, swimming pools, developed but pleasant. Montfort Bat Cave holds Guinness record for largest bat colony. 2 million bats. The cave accessible, viewing platform allowing observation without disturbing. The island has quiet beaches. Talakud Island, further south, even quieter. The development concentrated enough that escape is possible. Samal is convenience. Beach access without long travel. Is suitable for Davao residents' weekend trips, tourists wanting beach without flying to PALAWAN or BORACAY. Taboli Homeland, South Cotabato Highlands, waterfalls, traditional culture. Lake SEBU is 3 lakes, crater lakes surrounded by mountains, the area cool, misty, scenic. The 7 falls, a series of waterfalls connected by zip lines. The longest zip line in Southeast Asia, 760 meters, crossing the valley, views of falls and forest. The Taboli people maintain traditional culture, weaving Tanalak cloth from abaca fiber, the patterns intricate, the process slow. UNESCO recognizing it as intangible cultural heritage. The School of Living Traditions teaches young Taboli traditional arts, music, weaving, dancing, preserving knowledge that modernization threatens. The lake itself is tilapia farming center, cages covering portions, the fish supplying markets across Mindanao. Lake Cebu is cultural tourism. The indigenous traditions still lived, not just performed. Visitors supporting community through purchases and visits. City of Flowers, Muslim majority city in Mindanao, Spanish Creole language. Zamboanga is Fort Pilar, Spanish fort still standing, now museum, the walls intact, the structure showing centuries of conflict. The city speaks Chavacano, Spanish-based Creole unique to area, the language surviving despite Spanish leaving century ago. The Pink Beach in Santa. Cruz Island is unique, sand colored by crushed red coral and shells, the pink visible especially when wet. Tourism marketing it heavily. The winter sailing boats are Zamboanga icon, colorful sails, traditional design used for fishing and transport. The city has security concerns. Abu Sayyaf operating in nearby islands, kidnapping risks real, travelers advised caution, some areas off limits. But Zamboanga itself is relatively safe. Military presence visible, checkpoints common, show the city functioning despite challenges. Whale-shark interaction, Donsol is the spot, February to May season, whale sharks feeding on plankton blooms. The interaction is snorkeling, boats departing early morning, spotters watching for fins, the sharks slow-moving, feeding at surface, allowing close approach. The regulations are strict. No touching, distance maintained, the rules protecting animals, enforcement variable. Donsol pioneered community-based whale shark tourism in Philippines, the success inspiring other areas. Oslob taking different approach with feeding. Beyond whale sharks, Sorsogon has Mayon volcano views, though the volcano is Albay, the perfect cone visible from Legazpi. Matucad Island in Caramoan is lagoon surrounded by limestone cliffs, the water turquoise, jellyfish lake without the jellyfish. Sorsogon is Bicol region, food spicy, coconut cream in everything. In the cuisine, distinct from Tagalog or Visayan regions. Limestone casts, hidden lagoons, survivor location. Caramoan is remote, Eastern Camarines Sur, rough roads keeping casual tourists away, the journey part of the experience. The islands are limestone formations rising from water, similar to PALAWAN but less developed, fewer tourists, the beauty comparable. Matucad Island is standout, hidden lagoon accessed by climbing over rocks, the water milky turquoise, volcanic rock creating the color. Lajos Island is sandbar appearing at low tide, connecting two islands temporarily, the timing dictating visits. The area was filming location for multiple survivor seasons, the production bringing attention, tourism growing, infrastructure improving. The boat trips island hop, stopping at beaches, snorkeling spots, the days long, the sun intense, the scenery justifying the effort. Caramoan town is basic, guest houses, small hotels, restaurants, the tourism still developing, the remoteness maintaining authenticity. The Happy Island, Pacific coast facing open ocean, surfing, typhoons, isolation. Catanduanes is rarely visited, domestic tourists knowing it, foreign tourists missing it, the island off typical routes. Puerto Beach is surf central. Majestic's break is world-class. Reef break, barrels, powerful, the wave attracting serious surfers, beginners advised elsewhere. The island's eastern coast faces Pacific, waves consistent, typhoons battering it regularly, the island recovering, rebuilding, repeating. Binurong Point is viewpoint, showing coastline, cliffs, waves crashing, the scenery dramatic. Balakai Point is rock formations, natural pools, the geology volcanic and limestone mixed. Twin Rock Beach is two massive rocks offshore, the beach curving, the setting photogenic. The interior is jungle, waterfalls, farming communities, rice terraces, a life continuing despite storms, the resilience normalized. Catanduanes is adventure destination, infrastructure basic, the island rewarding those willing to make the effort. Heart-shaped island, Moriones Festival, quiet beaches, copper mining history. Marinduque is famous for Holy Week celebrations. Moriones Festival, where locals wear Roman centurion costumes, reenacting Christ's Passion. The tradition, centuries old, UNESCO listed. Outside festival season, the island is quiet, beaches uncrowded, tourism minimal. The Bathala Caves are 7 caves, underground river, formations, guides leading tours through chambers. Poktoy White Beach is long stretch, white sand, few resorts, locals outnumbering tourists. The island had copper mining, operations closed decades ago, environmental damage persisting, mine tailings still visible, the cleanup incomplete. The interior is agricultural, coconut plantations, rice paddies, roads rough, the island maintaining rural character. Marinduque is getaway for Manila residents seeking quiet, foreigners rarely visiting, the island content being overlooked, charm in being forgotten. Marble capital, 3-island province, diving, beaches, traditional life. Romblon, the island is marble industry. Quarries, factories, craftsmen shaping stone, the marble exported, sold locally, cheaper than importing Italian. Bonbon Beach is sandbar connecting island and islet, appearing at low tide, walking between islands when water recedes. Tiamban Beach is white sand, clear water, resorts minimal, the development limited. Cresta de Gallo is small island, resort only, day trips allowed, snorkeling, the island exclusive but accessible. Blue Hole is underwater cave, diving site, swim through at 28 meters. The dive advanced. The formations impressive. Cobrador Island is uninhabited, beaches, snorkeling, day trip destination, the boat ride showing coastal scenery. Romblon is overlooked between Mindoro and Panay, in travelers passing by en route elsewhere. The island fine with that, tourism small scale, community focused, sustainable by necessity, not design. Split into Oriental and Occidental, tribal minorities, beaches, diving. Puerto Galera in Oriental Mindoro is diving center. Sabang Beach the hub. Dive shops, resorts, nightlife, the area developed busy during peak season. White Beach nearby is family-friendly, wider, quieter, resorts catering to Manila weekenders. The diving is varied, wrecks, walls, macro, the sites accessible, suitable for training and fun diving. The tamarau, dwarf water buffalo endemic to Mindoro, is critically endangered. Fewer than 600 remaining, protected in reserves, rarely seen. The Mangyan people are indigenous minority, living in interior highlands, maintaining traditional practices despite lowlander influence, their script ancient, predating Spanish. San Jose in Occidental Mindoro is Apo Reef Base, the reef rivaling TUBBATAHA, less famous, and equally impressive, liverboards and day trips accessing it. Mindoro is close to Manila, accessible, diverse, offering mountains, beaches, culture, the island underappreciated despite proximity. The Philippines is 7,641 pieces of a puzzle that don't quite fit together. 333 years of Spain left churches and Spanish names, but didn't make Filipinos Spanish. 48 years of America left English and basketball, but didn't make them American. The islands kept their languages, their festivals, their way of absorbing influence without disappearing into it. 20 typhoons every year reshape coastlines, destroy communities, and every time people rebuild, same spot, same vulnerability, same resilience. The traffic in Manila is apocalyptic. The diving in TUBBATAHA is world-class. Both are true. Both are Philippines. The rice terraces are 2,000 years old. BORACAY was closed for being too dirty. Both are true. The country is chaos and beauty, poverty and hospitality, of frustration and joy, existing simultaneously, refusing to be simple. Subscribe to Aura Travel. Some islands you can count. Others you just visit, one at a time, until you realize counting wasn't the point.